my name's Kate. I'm the program coordinator at Iowa Reading Research Center. It's part of the College of Education at the University of Iowa. And we also work in collaboration with the Iowa Department of Education. So we work with educators to support literacy of pre-kindergarten through 12th grade students in Iowa. And we also have some resources available for families. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Specifically, we do assistive technology consultation appointments with families, so families can come in and we meet with them one-on-one and talk about the different kinds of applications, technology, and software that are available to support their children's reading and writing. So I'm here today with Grace and Natalie, our assistive technology coordinators, and they're going to talk a little bit more about what they do. And then we'll stay around afterwards if you have questions. We have some merch. And so I'll hand it over to them to get started.
Okay, so my name is Natalie. I am one of the assistive technology coordinators here at the Reading Research Center, and I am a second-year majoring in communication sciences and disorders.
And my name is Grace. I'm also one of the other assistive technology coordinators, and I'm also majoring in communication sciences and disorders with a certificate in disability studies.
So before we start, I'll give a brief overview of what assistive technology is. So assistive technology, or AT, is a really broad term for devices, software, and equipment that can support anybody with disabilities. Today we're specifically going to talk about AT for reading and writing, language-based disabilities, and these can help with reading, writing, note-taking, organizing, and planning. So really kind of as you move through school and life. So AT is especially helpful for people with language-based learning disabilities, but it can really be used for everybody. We have tools and some special softwares that can really be beneficial to any type of learner.
Awesome. So the different types, obviously this is kind of a broad term, but here at the Iowa Reading Research Center, we kind of focus them in on tablets and computers because that's usually what students are using at school. We kind of go through different applications, familiarity with different Chrome extension additions on your laptop, and just we talk about just natural built-in AT to any Apple, Windows, and web browsing options.
So during a typical appointment, we'll go over some apps and softwares that can assist in reading tasks. So these can read web pages, documents, PDF, and print as well. So you can take a picture with your phone and then transport it onto your iPad or the computer, and it can read that text aloud for you. Some of these apps that we talk about are Read and Write, Snap&Read, Speechify, and VoiceStream. So today we're going to specifically look at Speechify. Again, during an appointment, we could go more in depth in all of these. So Speechify is available as an app on the App Store and as a Google Chrome extension. It can specifically read printed and digital text aloud from a bunch of different formats like PDFs, Word documents, Google Docs, and pictures and images as well. This could be really good for listening to maybe long articles or worksheets or some chapter books as you kind of progress through the school years. So we're going to play a demo video here for you to kind of show you what Speechify looks like on the iPad. This is specifically on the iPad. So as you can see, I took this picture of kind of like a worksheet or a document you get in school, took a picture of it and put it into Speechify, and then Speechify is able to read that aloud with, they have human sounding voices, so maybe a little bit nicer than a Siri automated voice. So I'm going to play this for you and kind of talk you through it. So while I'm in Speechify, I'm uploading that picture. Again, there are a bunch of different types of documents
Baxter
it can read.
held the black box securely on the stool.
And you see it's reading it aloud here.
The lottery Shirley Jackson the black box
and then
grew
just click
shabbier
wherever you
each
want it
year.
to read.
By now it was no longer completely black, but splintered badly along one side to show the original
wood color. You can kind of hear how those human-sounding voices, a little bit less like a robot talking. And you can customize those voices. There are lots of different accents and languages, so it's not just English. It could be a bunch of different languages. So I'm going to click on a different one here so you can kind of get an idea of what another would sound like.
And in some places faded or stained. Mr. Martin and his oldest son, Max.
You can also customize the reading speed and some of the text and the visual options. And you can make it so when it's reading, it only shows the word it's reading then. So maybe to like streamline some of that text for you.
The black box securely on the stool until Mr.
So that was a little demo of what Speechify can look like.
Now also, like we mentioned in these appointments, we also focus on kind of the writing side of things, which a lot of these apps can coincide and work with both the reading and writing, but we want to also focus in and kind of show you what maybe some of those specific writing features might look like for you. So we're going to specifically show on Snap&Read. So this is also one that can be effective as a Chrome extension or just an app on its own. It's going to have many, many features, and I'm going to go through them pretty quickly, but in an appointment we would go through them with much more detail and kind of definitely generate things more towards the need of you and your child. We like to think of this one overall as good for completing assignments, just because you're going to have a lot more editing availabilities and kind of developing those overall writing skills. So we're going to show a little video, and I'm going to talk over kind of what those natural features are. Now this one is going to be as a Chrome extension. So it's going to look like a little sidebar here in the Google. We are right now just in our Google Docs, and it's this black bar here is showing us that Snap&Read is working. So we toggle on, and yes, this black bar now is Snap&Read, and the first thing we're available to do is hitting the speaker and clicking on where we want it to start reading for us. You'll notice it is also kind of highlighting that to guide you through. We also have a little simplify feature. We like to call this a synonym generator. So they're going to italicize certain vocab terms that might be difficult based on your age, and now kind of create a synonym for you, and you also can have that read aloud with the synonyms for you. And there's also a translate feature, which is the one under. Now we're going through kind of the highlight feature, and so once again you can guide to your reading. There's also now a PDF reader that Snap&Read has, so we can pull in documents that you're given from your classroom and now edit them with any sort of features. So we circled answers, we highlighted important questions, and now we can type directly into these worksheets with all the features of Snap&Read, so it's still going to be able to read things to you. Now if we're just on a regular browsing page and we're reading an article, and obviously this article has a lot of ads popping up, which can be very confusing, so we can remove those distractions now and just have the text, and also allow, again, all those features to have it read aloud to you now with no distractions. So we're mainly focused on the text and what we're working on. There's also a feature to pop up certain outlines, so we can take notes as we're reading articles and kind of exactly attach that text into our notes. So there's a capture text feature. We highlight that text, and it's automatically putting it in there without having to copy and paste. It's naturally sourcing it to you and citing it in our sources, which might be a little bit for older students, but can be very helpful. Now it also shows the feature of this little skeleton of how to write little articles. So this one is going to do a 3-page paper or that, and we can show that displayed there. But overall, this is really helpful for completing assignments, showing those reading and writing features once again.
The Iowa City Public Library has lots of different tools to assist you in assistive technology and just literacy in general. They have lots of ebooks and audiobooks available on the Libby and Hoopla apps, which audiobooks can be accessible as they are, and then ebooks, maybe we can extract some of that text into those screen reading apps. They also have an in-house checkout of iPad and Apple Pencils, so maybe if you want to test out these devices before you decide to purchase them, and they have access to Procreate, which you can maybe follow along with some like graphic organizers as you read. And thank you for listening today. We have our contact information on the screen if you would like to schedule a consultation appointment or just get some more information.
And we would field any other questions and also guide you to this QR code on the screen, which is going to take you to our Iowa Reading Research website, which you can go ahead directly on there to schedule an in-person or virtual appointment with us. Thank you.